Hi, good morning. This is today's live on Equa Television International. We're so glad, we're happy that you could join us on today's edition of the program. And today we're going to be looking at life. Yes, life generally. I know, I understand that it throws so much on you, but with God on our side, we'll surely and definitely overcome. The scripture says, in this world there will be tribulation, but do not worry because Christ has overcome. And that is why he said, cast all your cares on me because I care for you. So we're going to be talking about life, and like we promised yesterday, we're going to be responding to some of the questions you've asked. Yes, been discussing life, and then you have certain questions on mind, and you throw it to us. Today, myself and my crew are going to be looking at your questions and responding, giving our perspective to that. Prudence is right here. Sambo, Sulomo, and Jemima. Hi, good to have you.
Good morning.
Morning.
How you all doing?
Fine.
Sometimes I'm amazed when I see people calm and calculated.
You and this is your issue of calmness.
Wait,
and
but are you calm?
We're naturally.
Oh,
We are
wow.
naturally.
Very natural.
Believers of old did not write that they were Christians. It was people that saw their lifestyle and said that
You
these
ask
people are
questions.
Christians.
You ask
You ask
questions.
us
I didn't
if
mean we
we
are
are.
quiet. You will say we are rude.
Where people are
we are
not see your.
mannerless. What?
Okay.
Okay. You know,
How is life?
we
treating
cram a
you?
lot, so we don't want to.
You know that feeling that you finish cramming before exams, and then you are going. Somebody's greeting
You
you.
miss one, you miss all.
Somebody's greeting you, don't want to respond before I'll just forget everything. I don't know how these people do this thing. Oh. Do you know there was a time in school we're about to write exams, and then this our friend is very good with like memorizing or cramming, and then she was just saying it and saying the effect, the implication, and all. I
Some
said,
will even turn
from
into
the
a song.
textbook. I said, please just give me the book, then say it. She was saying it verbatim. Like, auntie was so good with that.
Reading
But
for exams.
unfortunately, if one word miss,
Everything has gone.
how terrible that can be. Just imagine that after cramming everything, and then somebody will just touch you and bring one gist.
You know, it's just you singing with beats now.
Yeah,
Once
turn
you
it
miss
into a
the
song
beat,
with stanzas and
My,
chorus.
when they send it to buy seasoning, you just be calling it and
you know,
the amount.
get
You know
into
what I was
acronyms.
just what I was just imagining is if we approach our lives in the same way, we have crammed somebody else's life, and you're just coming to come and approach your own life that way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy journey because
So how
You
has
fumble.
life been treating you? Let's talk. How has life been treating you?
Well, we're surviving.
So it's been hard on you.
Really?
Wow.
But we
someone
thank
will
God.
say,
Rich people are saying
it's-
it's hard on them. So some will say, I don't know what we will say.
This one that they say no middle class, you're either rich or poor.
"Poor."
So a rich person, rich man wife, rich man picking is saying life is hard on her. What will me and you say now?
I'm
Is that
telling
supposed to
you.
be me?
I did not call
No, we are
you.
just
Amen,
saying
no.
that.
claim it, sister.
Amen.
You know, you can only just wake up and then thank God because you are alive and you're breathing. Like even if you are lying down on that sick bed, for the fact that the doctors are up and about you, trying to find solution, then there's hope. You know, you should thank God. Someone is just there lying down, doesn't even know where exactly he is. You know, and then people are even worried about him. Like, is he still breathing? They will say
Yeah, some
yes.
people have
They'll
given
be
up
like- they'll say, wow, there's hope. There's hope. They'll keep pushing. But talk more of like you are healthy. You can go out. You can take care of yourself by yourself. Like you can brush, take your bath, wear your clothes yourself. What more than to say thank God? But you know it's difficult. It's difficult. It's easy to say it, but you know some of these things. It's a personal encounter. You know, and then the level of your own exposure to life and how to handle certain situations. You know, life normally teach us certain things, some by people's experience, and then some by the level of our exposure to certain books and stuff like that. So it just shapes you and make you look like some people will say tough when it comes to facing life, or some because of the level of exposure, any small thing breaks them. But some, that pieces, they still go back, pick them up, and keep moving, and then they keep learning and becoming better and better and better each day. But I'm telling you, that is why generally out there, most people will tell you that life is not fair. Life is not fair is because what you are expecting is not what you are
They will say
getting.
it's not even balanced.
It's not even balanced, and that's why you will hear people asking, why are the bad people in life are the ones succeeding? Why are they having swell time? Well, that you are calm, you are gentle, trying to follow the due process.
I will respond to that before the end of the show.
Trying to follow due process, and then things are not working on your side, and then everything is being thrown at you. People call you names because you are being good, you are being calm, you are not hostile. People see you as a foolish person, and then you are being hurt by that because you know exactly who you are. But that's life. That's life.
Pastor speaking, is how can life be hard on you? It can't. Spiritually, you're covered. Materially, you're covered.
Hallelujah.
Miracle everywhere.
There's that.
Hallelujah.
Highs and lows, yeah.
True, yeah.
Then
Highs like
highs
treating
and
you.
lows. But we're going great. It's nice. Just always remembering that it's momentary, whatever is happening. So you know that you wake up in the morning and the first thing that comes to your head is it's a beautiful day, whether it is or not, but it is a beautiful day. So basically, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just carefree, but it has been good.
Sometimes even amidst the challenge, you look at it, that thing that is getting you worried or disturbed, you find that you don't even have control over it. So why would you live like bothering about a situation you cannot change? But when you choose to be happy and leave it on the one who has the solution, you find yourself just like within the weekend. I was just thinking to myself, and like, what's the problem? What's the biggest problem I have? What's the biggest challenge I'm faced with? And I sat down. I was just like, at the end of the day, I was like, I don't even have any reason to complain. I don't have any reason not to be happy. I don't even have any reason not to be grateful to God, Like, and I just said, I'm the help of the Lord. Like, it has been His grace all the way. If He was even to count our sin against us, like, some of us would not even be alive. But He shows mercy. To, like, by man's standard, somebody will look at you and say you're a condemned person. Like, you don't have any reason to breathe. Somebody said, if the air we breathe, even the politicians have control over it, some of us are gone because they will buy everything. You get. But true. God, in His own infinite mercy, He made it possible for us to be alive, to be healthy. Like, going out and coming back is a gift that is underrated. Like, have you seen people that have food but they cannot eat it? Have you seen people that can eat it but they don't have the food? Yes. So you have 1 square meal, you have 2.
And there are some who have it in their house, they can see it, but they are not permitted to eat it.
So you see, we just have to be grateful to God. And quickly, I would just like us to go through some of the questions that some of the viewers actually asked about life. There are 3 questions, basically. And we start with the first one. He said, how do bad people settle in our lives more than good people? How do bad people settle in our lives more than good people? I throw the question to you all, my capable team.
I feel like
we leave the rain to you. I was going to say the same thing.
I feel that is their ability to manipulate people that make them to be in your life more than good people. A chameleon, if he wants to be where you are, there's one major thing he does. He changes his color to exactly what you're wearing. Like, the up will be white, down will be dark, and then he'll be there.
Growing up, I used to wonder how this thing used to happen. I've seen chameleon, I've seen it change color, and I'm just wondering what kind of evil is this?
So it may be near you, but you would have no idea, or you may see, but your subconscious mind is not telling you that something is happening here. So I think it's their ability to manipulate themselves into your life and then their ability to also keep staying there. Because it's one thing for someone to crawl into your life, and then it's another thing for them to keep staying there. Because sometimes immediately they crawl in, you get to know and then move them out. But then is the ability to enter your life and then remain there. For me, that is why I feel bad people are in your life more than good people. They manipulate you without you knowing. So physically they are manipulating you, they are changing your ideas. There's this thing they say in Hausa, but I can't say it, so let me just explain it in English. When you stay close to someone that does a particular thing, it rubs off on you. So you begin to do it even without knowing. That is what I wanted to. Yes. So when you stay with someone that does something bad, you begin to do the same thing that he is doing. So that is the manipulation. They begin to change your ideologies, whatever your standards were, what you used to believe in. You begin to see them as nothing, and then you're tilting towards what those people are doing.
True.
Strong point. Strong point. I didn't even see it
I didn't even think of
like
it that way.
You are
think of
joking
it
with
even
PK.
that
You are joking with PK. See her hand.
okay. I raised my case. There's nothing like
Second PK preach.
The one that is so proud and is a banner.
you see
over
the
my
reason why
head.
you see the reason why I say I will not say anything.
Wow.
Look at me here sitting down.
Oh my god.
You know?
These PKs can be pompous, eh? Pride will not allow them to.
But it's good to have pride in Christ.
Exactly.
That's the
It's
only
good to
thing
have
you're proud
pride
in Christ.
You know, you see, for me, it's just a straight answer. I would say, when you allow them, when you allow them, they will stay. But you see, when you have manipulative people in your life, it's difficult because at some point you will feel, are you supposed to discard these people now because you just notice something? And the moment they notice that you notice something was wrong, the moment they bring another strategy to manipulate you to still stay. But I feel for the ones that and you allow them to stay, I would just say, for me, I would say maybe it's deliberate. You just feel you should allow them. Possibly maybe you didn't even foresee the danger that is ahead, and then you feel maybe you should give them a little time, and then you allow them be. For me, I would just say maybe that's just it.
Okay.
I'm actually trying to understand. You know how we say bad people and we say good people, and everybody has his own definition of who is a bad person and who is a good person. So there's that. First of all, he mentioned that if you allow the people to stay. So first of all, if you allow people who you consider as bad to continue living in your life, for instance, you know someone who is a gossip and you consider gossiping bad, and you still give ears to this lady. She comes around, she gossips, so he comes around and they gossip and gives you gist. But because you love to listen to those gists, you're probably not even saying anything in return, but you love listening to it, and you're giving her ears. She'll come back again tomorrow, and next, because she knows that she has a listening ear, and she will keep coming. So you're keeping her around. Same thing with someone who is a thief, and same thing with any other bad person. If you have, there are sometimes that she spoke about manipulators. So that aside, sometimes manipulators can play with your intellect so well that you would not even notice that something like that is going on. But for those that are obvious, if you still have them around you, it's because you are giving them room. Because if you're not giving room, they would run away. It will be a fleeting thing. They will just come and you will not even know what happened, but tomorrow they are no longer with you anymore. So basically, it's because you have accepted them to be around you. Because if you've not accepted someone to be around you, the person cannot be close to you. And for the manipulators, it's hard to actually be able to tell who is manipulating you and who is not. But sometimes some of them are obvious, quite obvious. You can just know that this person is a manipulator. But but there are some that are so deep into
Discerning
it.
spirit.
I was heading there. I was just going to say
Discerning
that's
spirit.
why
Solis is talking like a victim.
that's why the Bible keeps on saying discern, be like study so that you'll be able to discern. And it emphasized distinguish between spirit. It emphasized a lot of things about you identifying who and who are around you. And then he goes further to say have nothing to do with such and such kind of people. So it's just one word, watch. So when the Bible kept on saying watch and pray, watch and pray, watch and pray, watch, be careful, be the warnings
He didn't
go
say
on
pray
and on.
watch. He said watch and pray.
You see, I
So
like
your
how
eyes need to be
I
very
like the
Yeah, so that you
angle.
direct your
Mm.
prayers.
I
you know.
like the angle. Beautiful response. Like Prudence rightly said, bad is relative. To somebody that smokes, the person that doesn't smoke is a bad person.
Mm.
You get
Mm.
to someone that doesn't steal, someone that steals is bad. But morally and by your standard, like what you stand for, your belief,
Mm.
what is bad. Most times in this context, we consider bad as anything negative.
Mm.
So why do the negative like settle in our lives more than the good people? Two things, like you all said, access. If you give them access, they settle. That's how they settle. They come and you make them comfortable. They
Mm.
come, you make them comfortable. And then they settle in your life.
Mm.
Secondly, they settle in your life through manipulation.
Mm.
These people can be very smart. So they study you.
Mm.
They come with empathy. They
Mm.
come like they want to help you.
It's
They
true.
come like they stand with you.
Mm.
Do you know that why is it that there are people that will not have money to buy food and eat, but when they go to certain places, drinks are bought free for them, certain things free, because these people want to get into your life.
Mm.
When they do all of these things for you, now at that point, anything they say you should do, you will do.
You would do.
You see them as your real farm.
Mm.
Yeah,
they are
benefactors.
You
blessed.
get
Mm.
because you have given them access.
Mm.
So you see, someone was saying, how can a friend that cannot give you food, you ask this person, you went and say, I don't have food to eat, can you help me with this? The person is refusing, but every evening he will call you to come and you buy a bottle of drink, alcohol, be beer for you, and you are considering that person a friend. You see, he has found a way of using your weakness
Mm.
to manipulate you and have access into your life.
Mm.
Sometimes we get overwhelmed with the issues of life and we just want to talk. And then when you talk to certain people, if you fall in the hand of the bad people or the negative people, they take advantage of that, they build on it, and they find access into your life. That way they want to control what you do, what you say, and things you like, your decisions generally. So for bad people, and it's always easy for them to just get into your life and just settle there, because they make you comfortable with the things that are not right.
I know
Those
that,
things,
yes.
like imagine a good person would tell you this thing that you're doing is wrong. A lot of people don't like to be challenged or to be told that they are wrong. So they will want to stay with that person that is pampering them, that person that is rubbing their shoulder, telling them that yes, nothing is wrong with what you are doing, like hailing them. That's why you see leaders like some politicians like sycophants around them, so that they keep hailing you, telling you, oh guy, you're doing well, or the people love you, or the people like. These are the things that bad people do. They keep hailing you even when you're on the wrong path, so that they can have access into your life. But why is it that it's more easy for the bad ones to settle in your life more than the good ones? I tell you one thing about good people. They are not like, they don't easily just entangle. Most people that are good are also careful, so they don't get influenced.
Yes.
So you see, the Bible says that you should be mindful of bad company. They corrupt good morals. So that person that decides to be on the good path is aware of the negative part, is aware of bad things, is aware of bad people. So a good person will not just come into this place and start mingling. A good person will come into this place and then he wants to settle down, study the environment, know people from distance. And that way he will now start, oh, I think I can get close to this person. Why? Because he's looking at growth. He's looking at addition. He doesn't want to be drained. So for somebody to be good, it is a decision. So he has deliberately seen the bad part, or the negative part, and he chose that, no, I will not be on this part, I will be on this part. Yesterday I was watching a video online, and this person was like, Omo, to be bad, or to be wayward is expensive. I don't know how people make certain decisions in their life. True. It's expensive to be wayward. It take your peace away. What?
Yes.
Okay, look at people that smoke, for example, or take hard drugs and all of. They hide. You can't do it like how you can just sit down outside and take your any soft drink. You have to hide. You are prostituting. You have to wait that the
It has
place
to be
gets
nice.
dark before you go out. When you see somebody that knows you, you are trying to hide. When you do tattoos, you want to wear clothes and cover it. Even to go and do some of this surgery to change your parts is expensive. Someone said it used to be 5 million, now it's 15 million to increase your butt and all of that. So to be wayward is not cheap. You see, so why would somebody decide that it is this part that me I'm going to talk? I was talking with someone that got influenced by peer pressure and then started drinking, smoking and all. And I was like, how do you feel? Because when there are people, you can't stay there. You are running away from people. When they are, you don't want people to perceive. Since that thing you're doing is a good thing, why are you hiding? So you see how it can be difficult for it to even be bad. Look at the people that manipulate us. What do? You are always lying. You are always lying. Now when I tell Jemima this, I have to start thinking of what I will tell Prudence to be on my part as well, so that she will not think that I'm with Jemima now. So they try to join heads of people just so that they can have a swell time. That's what bad people do. And like I said, they get access into our life by knowing your weaknesses, coming as if they want to help you, and then they have all of those information, they bank on it, and they make you slave to them. So you see, you have to, like Prudence say, be mindful of people you give access to. There are people that will tell you, friends don't choose me, I choose my friends. Because they know what it took them to be where they are. See, I was telling someone, if it's to be bad, all of us had the opportunity. Let me call it opportunity to be bad. It's not an opportunity, but you had, there were one moment or the other for you to be bad.
You had the window.
You get, but you deliberately decided that, no, I don't want to tour this part. I was telling this person that, you see, that place that you went and started smoking, some of us passed that part as well. But it's a decision that, Sky, I don't want to be on this part. I remember back then in secondary school, we were resuming school, and then there are certain things that are contraband. You can't take it inside the school. And you know, once it is in your box, because when you enter the gate, they will have to search your box. Even your, like the gari that you take to school, they will put their hands to check, because some students can be very corny, they will hide things inside. So because we know that certain things, they will definitely seize it. So we decided, one of my friend that we resumed together has a cousin where the school is located, and she called, okay, help us keep this. We'll get it. Somehow we'll call you, find a way of getting it. So we entered with our boxes, and they searched, there was nothing. We entered. Later in the evening, she put a call to the cousin if he can bring it to us. He said he cannot. And she told me that, we have to go and collect it to me, child of a teacher. After all the warnings before I resume school, how do we go and get, my mom would say, don't go and disgrace me. How do she say, let's go, nothing will happen. Let's go, nothing will happen. All the advice, all the things that my mom told me before I left for school is just ringing in my head. But she said, nothing will happen, let's go. Oh, peer pressure. I said, okay. After dinner, we now decided, okay, there's a shortcut, let's follow this place and go out. We walked through that path in the night. And then when we just finally escaped, crossed the small gate, and just unknown to us, there was like a bush there, and all these guys that smoke, take weed, and like they're all there. Immediately we stepped out, we started walking. We're already outside of the gate. And then if you enter a staff quarters, so any move you make there, hey. So when hey, come here. Auntie was big. She can defend herself. I was petite. And hey, come here. I was like, I'm finished. I started crying. How will I explain this to my mother? She was running. She was far ahead of me. I was behind. I was already crying. And these guys, when they were calling, we didn't answer. They started running after us. And as God will make it, a bike just came, and then she jumped on it. I was shouting they should wait for me, and eventually caught up with them, and then we left. I was just crying. She was shouting, I stop crying. I was like, how do I come back? That's what I'm thinking of. We got to the place, we got all our, so how do we go back and say I should not worry, I should not wait, I should not worry. Eventually, yes. And you know, I was just thinking to myself, eventually we got someone that, after warning us, it was an older person. Why would you take that decision? Why would you do that? Do you know that if you're caught, they will expel you from school? Look at all your parents' struggle and all. What he was asking, what was it that we brought as the contraband I wanted to pick? Oh, I wish you knew, multi-links phone that you cannot even browse anything. And then we now went. He said he was going to take us to the school. That we should not worry, you follow. I say, if you just carry me through the gates and go and report us, I cannot follow any shortcut. She said, don't worry. And she was also crying. That was when she started crying, because I said they should follow gates. He said, don't worry, I'll take you. I'm very familiar with the environment. And then he took us to the hostel area. He said, after the warning that man gave us, when I entered, I said, this is the last time I would think and take such decision. And that was how so I was just thinking, imagine, oh, we got raped or something happened. To be bad is not easy. It's not. Like, imagine something happened. Like, how would you explain? What if you don't even come out alive? And all of that. So you see, you have to be deliberate. Some of these things, people think that, oh, some people tell you that I know my fault, I just found myself in this thing, that you even realize that you found yourself in this. Even the friendship or the bad people that you surrounded yourself with, you just found yourself, you didn't know how they manipulated their way through your life. Now, when you realize, that means there's an opportunity for you to pull out. There is. So you can't realize and still be in that same circle. So you see, good people, why they don't always have their way into your life is because they are deliberate about their decisions. When they see that there's nothing that will add, like you add to them, they will choose not to. It was just yesterday that a colleague was saying, you see me like this, I'm a very smart person. No. When I was in school, I associate with the like A students. And that's what some people do. They know that they don't have time to study. They know that they are not serious ones. But they make sure that it's the A student that is their friend. When it comes to assignment, when it comes to this, you help them. During exam, they will chewing gum you like this. Even if you like, don't tell them, but they will be able to peep. So let's be deliberate about people who associate with. When people come into your life, try to find out the intention. Try to find out the intention.
Yeah, very key. It's not for nothing that the apostle, I'm not sure which one, encourages us that you should be careful, watch, and the specific one I'm trying to remember right now is okay, when I remember that I'll say it, but there's also the part that says you mentioned it, be careful what you're doing, but and do not be deceived. That's the way it was presented. Do not be deceived that bad company corrupts good morals. So it's key that you are careful. I remember it. It was when you were talking about how you're going to communicate with people who are falling from the way, and he said, be careful lest you fall. So as much as you are relating with people, even though they're bad sometimes, but you're relating because we're all relational human beings, you come across different kind of people. It is very, very important, and it cannot be overemphasized that we watch who and whoever we are coming to in contact with. So just be careful. Be careful is the word.
Okay, this brings me
being
to
careful as well, just like she said. We have to be willing to listen to the truth.
Yeah,
A lot of
there's
times
that.
we don't want the truth. So how then do you expect good people to
come
be in your corner?
Yeah.
You just want people that will tell you lies. You know the truth deep within you, but you want people that will appraise you. So we should always be willing to listen to the truth.
You know that phrase that nobody likes to be where he's not appreciated. So a lot of people too allow bad people into their life because they will not give room for any constructive criticism.
Yes.
So the moment a good person tells you that, no, Prudence, you didn't do this well, you just don't like the person, you won't give the person access. You prefer the person that will tell you did it perfectly,
Yes.
excellent, and he doesn't no room for advice. He doesn't even advise you that, oh, you can improve. that these are the kind of people you want to associate with. But I think we should be open to constructive criticism.
Yes.
Criticism, that way you can grow. The next question says, why do we make good choices only when we are alone? Why? Why do we make why do we make good choices only when alone?
I'm actually confused about this very question because the first thing that came to my mind is, how many decisions do you actually make on your own? A lot of times people influence your decisions.
The government,
Yes, it can
your
be the
leaders,
government, your family,
your parents.
Peer
your partner who you're in a relationship with, your husband or your wife, your children could
A guy
influence,
prudent.
and it could be and the decision that you end up taking could be a good one. So I was confused when I saw that question.
A guy
I
said he
didn't
asked the
understand.
girl out that he wanted to go into a relationship with the girl, and she said, and it was common then, like, let me think about it. He said, you will not think, oh, you answer me now, because when you go and tell your friend will say, tell me no.
Yes.
So I don't want your friend's answer, I want your answer. But and I don't think people do the I would think about it now
Anymore, no.
pray about it.
Yes, I'll pray about it. Is the
Oh,
word
Give
now.
me time.
The Lord told me.
So my point here is, as much as, yes, at the end of the day, you are the person taking the decision, there are a lot of influences from the outside. So I'm not so sure that you make the right decisions always when you're alone. Sometimes the fact that you are alone could influence you to make the wrong decision. So you need the input of other people as well. You talked about constructive criticism. It helps a lot in decision making. I personally, I can be very indecisive, but there are a lot of things that I know that if my parents had not said, look at it this way and look at it from this angle, and then at the end of the day, I am able to make that decision because it was easier for me. Someone helped me slim down my prospects and gave me a direction. So sometimes, really, the people around you, especially if they are good, that they are the best. That's the best way to make the right decisions, because at the end of the day, your decision doesn't affect just you, but also the people around you. So.
Nobody is an island. Yeah. So exactly, the worry she raised, when seeing the question, it was the same thing. With me, I was just asking myself, looking at so many things around us that influence our decisions, and then why do the Bible says a bad company corrupt good morals? So he's trying to tell you, when you have good people, they influence your decision.
The person
And
that
if-
walks with the wise, the Bible says, becomes what? Wise.
Is
For
bec-
the friends of the foolish ones, they
Mhm.
become foolish.
Become foolish. And then you see the level of your exposure, in life also, can influence your decision, whether positive or negative. In this sense, okay, you are mingling with people, and then you are that kind of reserved person, and then you like taking decision that would suit you. And there's this saying that said, when they say nobody is an island, that means your decision can affect someone's decision too, can affect someone's life. And that's why you talk about family, you talk about siblings, you talk about friends, you talk about office, your superiors, those you look up to because they have gone through life, and then government and the rest. So if you look at it, I doubt
The
if-
question confused.
no, I really doubt if we always take the right decision if we are alone, because that's the reason why most people that normally do the suicide kind of a thing is a personal decision. That's why they
alone
go-
decision.
a lone decision.
Decision.
It's a lone decision that
Because
they-
if someone knows, he will
knows
try to
he
stop
will-
you.
Yeah, he will try to stop and then say no, that's the wrong part. But I feel yes.
So it looks like
it is-
oftentimes people make
The wrong
decision when alone. Like there are certain things that you wouldn't want anybody to know. is it a good decision?
Exactly,
if it is a
right.
good
It's
thing,
not.
you want to.
And
let
if you
people-
check,
like those people that
those decisions
masturbate,
that are not
those
right.
people that are into lesbianism, those
Mm.
people that you steal,
Mm.
you will not share with somebody that want to go and steal.
Mm.
You take that decision alone, because if you
Those
share it
that
with
have
another person,
two-faced lives.
And you talk about the issue of island, and
Mm.
then the issue of people choosing people that they can easily relate with.
Mm.
They will sit down and notice if I'm doing a wrong thing
Mm.
and I want to take a wrong decision. I will try and check in this place
Who else?
who else like
would do the same?
will do the same. So I will share with the person, and that's when you will hear the person say, "It's the right decision now that you want to take." Before
Correct, babe.
before you are doubting,
Mm.
Say
like
correct,
seriously,
babe. Correct
you
guy.
understand?
My
So,
G.
so
He
if
said that.
you surround yourself with good people,
It doesn't
even
look
when
like
you are
prudence is a
alone,
PQ.
be rest assured that your decision-
It's just word on the street.
that your decision
Mm.
will not be something weird. But if you are in the cycle of wrong people, definitely, even you are alone, you understand? Because this time around, you went out to mingle and you come back in the house to make the decision. Be rest assured that you make the wrong decision. But if you are with the good people, definitely your decision will be.
Do you share the same
positive.
thoughts, Jemima?
I feel when you are alone, you can make bad decisions. When you are with people, you can make bad decisions. Then when you are alone, you can make good decisions, and when you're with people, you can make good decisions. So for me, it's around
It's
the
a
same
two-way
thing.
thing.
It's just that we don't know
50-50.
the percentage to give to each one.
Mm.
But this Bible passage dropped in my mind. Wisdom is a principal thing. In all you're doing, get understanding.
Mm.
So it's not just about wisdom. Even when good friends are there telling you, you have to do it this way, you should do-"
Yes.
when you go back, apply the wisdom with understanding, and
Mm.
then you make your decision. So even when the bad people are there saying, why will you do that? See the way here now, that's what everyone is doing. When you go back to your own comfort zone, at the end of the day, you still make a good decision. So it's not about what anybody is telling you, whether it is good or bad. So I feel your decision at the end of the day points back to you. It's just like someone that is in a business. You are looking for how to grow, and then customers from left, right, and center are saying, do it this way, do it that way, do it that way. At the end of the day, you will go back to your comfort zone and decide what you want to do. So it's not about let me just do what customer A said, or what. No, you would find a bearing in the middle. So the decision still lies with you, whether alone or someone contributed his own quota and all of that. It still lies with you at the end of the day.
You know what I just thought of? It's the story of Abraham just dropped in my head. Like, so Abraham was with his family, and then suddenly, at that time he was still Abraham, right? So suddenly God says, "Get up, move. I want you somewhere else." Then he made the decision to follow God's command, because that's a decision on its own. He took that choice. I kept on wondering, did he not have a lot of things in his head, going through his head? What if his wife says no? And his servants, would they all follow him? And all that. In my own personal small brain, I was thinking, and a lot of times that's how decisions is. At the end of the day, he chose that because he knows that was what was right for him.
Unlike Jonah.
No, Jonah still chose. He made a decision alone. But my point here,
to suffer.
he wanted them to suffer. So, but my point is this, and I'm just speaking from what she said. It's like an eye opener for me. For me personally, I see that at the end of the day, whatever decision you're making, it's you who is making the decisions. So yes, there might be external influences. However, in a situation where this is good and this is good, and you still have to make a choice, it's only right that you go back to your source.
You see,
to
we
look
are
for the right.
we are not created
right
to
answer.
just exist alone.
Yes.
The world does not revolve around only you. You cannot be your everything. So we are created to relate with one another. You see, because the Bible understands this nature, and that is the concept and all of that. It says, be mindful of the circle you keep. Bad ones will corrupt. If you walk with the wise, you will become wise. If you follow the foolish, you become foolish. Someone said that if you have friends and there are 5 foolish friends, you did not count well. You people are 6. If you have friends that they are 5 wives and you say, wow, my friends are wives, 5 of them are, you are 6 because you two are inclusive. So you see, for this question, making good decisions when alone, like Jemima said, there's no rule to saying that when I'm alone it will be good decision. When I'm with people it will be bad decision. See, you can be alone and make terrible decisions.
Yes.
You can be with people and make terrible
Terrible
decisions.
decision.
You can be alone and make good decisions. You can be with people and make so, like she said, wisdom in all of that. Wisdom is profitable to direct. What are your principles? What are your standards? What are your values? What do you stand? What do you like? Do you know the purpose of your existence? It shapes your decision at the end of the day. See, a lot of people will advise you in this life. Somebody can you just meet somebody and I think you should do it this way. Oh, I think you should do this. See, if you are to follow what people are saying, you will just live people's life.
Yes.
But you see, the point I'm trying to make is this. But if you know your moral standing, if you know what you believe in, then that will shape your decision. If I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God, I know that the sole purpose of my existence is to glorify God. Then whatever decision I'm making, it should go in that line. Will it bring glory to God? Will it bring dishonor to God? If it will bring dishonor, then I'm not doing it. If I say I'm a Christian, I'm a child of God. But you see, if you have bad friends and you think that you are the good person, the only time that you can make good decisions is when you are alone. You understand? But it's not even possible, like Jemima said, because you still go and make, because their advice to you will influence. Like imagine you spend your whole day, your life with these people. It will influence the decision you make. And that's why we always emphasize, be deliberate about the circle you keep. Don't just be open to everybody. Don't give everybody access into your life. Some people just meet people the first day. Wow, you tell them everything about your life. And like we said, imagine a manipulator, you saying everything about you to a manipulator. Now he turns out to be empathic. He wants to show you that, oh, he's all nice, he's caring. You start building on your weaknesses and you see yourself falling. So you have to be deliberate about the people you keep around you. But more importantly is that what you stand for, the reason for your existence should shape the decision that you actually make. There are a lot of people that will advise me. I'll say thank you. But when I go back, I know that I will not do it. So why did I say I will not do it? Because it does not align with what I stand for. And there are decisions I took that I wish I shared with people. I wouldn't have. You understand? So there are times too that alone you take decisions that are not, that you think that I don't need to consult, let me just do it. And at the end of the day, when you are faced with the repercussion of you hear people say, so you even saw this sign. Oh, why didn't you share it now? So you see why in business you have place of mentor, mentee. In life generally, there are guidance, there are counselors and all of that. Sometimes we say people that are more experienced than you, even your profession, you can seek the counsel of a pastor, like your parents and all of that. See, there are paths that will have turned if not for our parents' advice. See, because they were there before you, and they saw that, see, this part, this is the result, this part is the result. Some people have passed where you have passed, and they make certain mistakes. They don't want you to pass through the same. But let what you stand for shape your decision.
You see this issue of adulthood, that when they say you are adult, it comes with this freedom that people use it. How will I put it? Like they use it in excess. Permit me to put it that way. Like without control. Sometimes it affects us. Because you see, even decisions that we make, whether we are alone, whether we are with people, it starts from home. What kind of training? What shapes you? Even before you become an adult, that you start, mingling and feel like you can take any decision on your own. That's why it's even important for parents, to guide their children very well as they are growing, because that will help them, that will shape them. Just imagine the story you gave us. Like, that was what was ringing in your mind. This is what my mom says. Don't disgrace me. Don't do this. It helped. It guided you, And from there, you had your own experience. Going outside what she said, you see what you went through. So life gave you that to add up to what she told you. And you are like, yes, it is true, because she saw it before me. She's the one that gave birth to me. And then this, yes, now I can see it clearly. That's what she meant. I can just fall myself into trouble by doing this or that. So it helps you to even groom you by taking some firm decision, even when you are alone. So it is very important, for parents to also guide their children as they grow, because it helps them in the future by taking decision whether they are alone or they are with people.
I like the fact that you bring the issue of parents, and that will lead me to the last question. It says, how do you correctly live your life outside what your parents want? Because a lot of times, our parents influence your decision. In fact, even what you will be. Like their parent that will say, this child is intelligent, you should be a doctor. This child is this one plays too much, he should be, let me not call anybody's profession so that nobody will attack. So you see, in the university, a professor was teaching, like I think it was physics students, and then the theater art people were doing their dance drama. The professor was frustrated, like hearing the drums and everything. How will a parent allow his child to come to university to study this course? And you see, there are parents like that, that no, I can't pay school fees for my child to go and study music. How can I spend money on you after training from primary school to secondary school? You get admission, you tell me you want to go and study theater art. It's not with my money. Some even name certain courses worldly and say that this is profession that, but you see, this is who I think I am. This is what I want. And then my parents are saying this. So how do you correctly live your life outside what your parents want? Like correctly, is it possible to live correctly outside what they want? And how do you do that?
Well, I think you would have to live with what your parent wants to a certain level, like from infancy, whatever it is they want for you is what you would have to do. But to get to a point in your life that you have to have the understanding that your life is different from your parents' life. Their dream, their fulfillment, their purpose, passion, and everything, they are not the same with you. So if you're living based on what they want, it means you don't even have a life at all. You're living for them. And it happens to a lot of children. That is why someone will go to a university, graduate, and then come and give the certificate to the parents and say, take, this is what you wanted me to do, I've given it to you. Then he goes back to start all over again. So you have to have the understanding that your life is different. Well, even if what they want worked for them, it's not a yardstick, it's not a guarantee that it would work for you. And then why go through all that stress when what you want is different? So it is to have an idea, what do I want to achieve? What do I want to be? How do I want to live it? You have to have everything planned out with the help of God, of course, and then you go into it. If there are a lot of clashes, you have to find a way to explain to them why you are doing this. It's like a debate. You have to bring your points, state everything clear. This is why I am doing this. This is why I am doing that. You need to have that notion that your life is different.
In a situation where he who pays the piper dictates the tune, how do you do? You are about to go to 100 level or write jam, and then they are the ones that will pay, and your father will say, I will not use my money and pay for this course. You have to, and you must do. How do you?
I was going to say that this is not a straightforward answer, because some parents can really be unbearable, and some children can really be disrespectful. So it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
It's sometimes some of these children is not because this is what they want to do that they are against what their parents are saying. It's just because they are just stubborn on their own.
Or their friends are saying, let's go to.
And their friends are saying something
study.
else. So some it could be anyway. But here is the problem. Some people don't even ever listen. So if you're a calm child and you really do want to do this and you want to tell your parents, this is what I want to do, and you're not sure that the parent is going to listen, try it. Just try and call their attention. I'm not saying that at the end of the day you get a good result or a positive result. You might not get a positive result, but try talking to your parents before you go ahead to do what they want. Try talking to them first. Help them to see reasons. Try make them see reasons. If that works for you, fine. If it doesn't work for you, I don't know what to tell
I
you.
surrender.
Sometimes the parents actually
Sometimes-
jump in to help because they don't see a future in what you're doing.
Yes,
Surrender.
that.
You see, that's the reason why
Sometimes
we
they
talk.
don't even see any
That's the
future.
reason why we talk about. You know, I was trying to draw our mind back to even the foundation. You understand? Yes, we know sometimes some parents can be that egoistic in nature because they are the ones,
Paying.
you know, no first. They are the one that gave birth to you.
Yeah.
So you don't have rights, you know. You don't have. They have one
one
entitlement
statement.
like that. You
And
know.
the children
But-
too, they grow to a point that they say, "It's my life."
Yes, you
It's my
understand. So
life. And some
so
parents will tell you that it's not
I'm
your
the one that
yeah,
give birth
I
to
would
you.
have
So
decided to abort you.
So you
So-
can't go to your
Mm.
parent and talk to him and say something like, "It's my life. I have to live it the way I want."
Mm.
No. See, even my dad is a very calm and cool person, but if I do try that,
Imagine,
I
and
would
Mm.
do what he wants.
imagine
me
all
to
of
do
this,
because-
and your creator, your maker is saying, "See this one, my
Mm.
life, this
Mm.
night."
Mm. Yeah, but you
Exactly.
see, some parents fail to understand that, you know, there's a reason and a purpose why they are being given as a gift, you know, for them to bring out that child. You are just a vessel. God just decide to use you at that moment to
Mhm.
give you that 2 children or 3 children or 1 child, you know, because we have some that is not because they are not healthy, but God chose that they are not going to give birth. Some he even choose that they are not going to even marry. Talk more of giving birth to a child. What are we trying to say? You know, you have to understand that, you know, the same way, you know, your parent give birth to you, and then you are fulfilling your purpose, is the same way God have embedded something in that child. All you need to do is to do your responsibility as a father, guide the child. That's why I say sometimes we get it wrong, because even the guidance that we need, the true guidance, come from the parent, because you start everything at home. So we should not even shift blame to the society.
You know,
That's number one.
Yeah.
So the parent don't even understand their responsibility in those children. So you find out a child growing up, the father is just pushing his own purpose
Yeah.
into that child.
You know,
So-
the GM said something some weeks back. Like, some parents think that this is how they think. There might be some unhealthy competition among themselves and then their relative or their friends.
Yeah.
And there's a lawyer in this family. Why wouldn't I have a lawyer in my own? So they
Why
want to,
didn't he
I have a
read
barrister.
law?
That's
know-
how
you
you
know-
know. So you see, my point is this. I know that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. Like, it's common. You can't tell me it's my money and all of that. But times change. It's important that our parents understand that times change. Things are evolving.
Yes.
Try to also understand. Upgrade your knowledge as well. Don't live in, like I said earlier on, there's something we believe in. We are Christians. We hold on to the Bible as our manual, as our guide, and there's instructions there. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. There's reward for it. You live long. And parents also, you see, they are caregivers. Like this, like you rightly said, God has given you these gifts so that you will care for them. And then if your children, I know that parents see certain things that we don't see.
Yes.
You get, because some of the decisions we want to make is because of peer pressure.
Yes.
I remember when I was like, I want to go to boarding school. I need to go to it, but my mom refused. It was when she decided, oh, it was time for you to go. Because as at that time, why do I want to go? She asked the question. I said, because all my friends are in boarding school. It's not the reason, like, enough. And probably she think you are still need to attend that to go at this. You still need to be around me. Probably
Some parent will not even listen to you,
You see,
give you
so-
that time
so
to even ask you questions to
True.
answer. Just
So
imagine that
that's
she
what I'm
didn't
saying.
ask you
That's
that
why I'm
question.
saying that parents
You
too need
get.
to try to understand
Yes.
times. You should also give them listening. Like, of what advantage is it when you push a child? You must be a teacher and you finish school and come and dump the certificate and goes back to learn his carpentry work. Or a lady that went to, I know a lady that spent 7 years or how many years in studying medicine.
Medicine.
She's a makeup artist today. She's doing very well with it. You get, so just try to know what they want, the reason behind it, and encourage them. And people
guide.
Yes,
and you can also live your life correctly outside, because it's not all parents that are guiding you in the right path.
Yeah,
I know the
Yes,
lady that
yes,
is prostituting,
because of
she
her
said
parents.
she shared her story. It was her mom that pushed her into prostitution. The other lady said she's in Italy, or is it Libya? It's her mom that pushed her. She told her, you are going to stay with your auntie. Unknown to her, it is the woman that she's going to be working for, so that they'll be sending money to the mother. So there are sons too that their parents, their fathers have asked them to do dubious things, introduce them to lifestyle that are negative. If you as a child, you have grown to that point that you understand that this is right path, this is wrong path, and your parent is saying that I am your parent, I'm your father, I'm your mother, I cannot show you and tell you to do something that is bad, go and steal, nothing will happen, and you know that is wrong, you don't have to do it. You can, there are polite ways to talk to your parent, and sometimes your parent will not want to listen to you, but there are people out there amongst your relatives that they listen to. You can also talk to them and, please, can you speak to my dad or my mom?
Exactly.
You see, some parents can be an agent of destruction
Very
to
difficult.
God's purpose in that child's life, because it's God's purpose.
Maybe they
that
are,
is in
they are
him.
being used by the devil, not really like.
Understand the point. We are trying to create balance. You know, for a bad person, there's nothing wrong for the person to advise someone. There's nothing wrong, you know, in telling someone to do something bad. We established that, right? So you see, in that case, a child that God have destined that he's going to be a good person in life, you understand, the devil sees that and can use the parent to destroy the child. You understand? So for that child, if you notice that what your parents are doing are not according to God's standard, stand with your head high and tell them no.
You're not.
Yeah, tell them no.
Prudence is itching to say something.
Yeah,
stand by that.
I was just going to build
There's
on what
nothing wrong.
you mentioned. Both of you
You
mentioned
just
it
have 1
earlier on.
minute.
Yes, it's a very short
The time
point.
is really
So,
fast.
This is it. We said we're talking about how parents need to raise their children, and a lot of times parents think that it's decisions they make that helps them. Decisions they take towards these children, like this child has to be a medical doctor, this child. But that's not what the Bible says, because it said, train up a child in the way that he should grow. So when he grows, he would not depart. It did not say he will follow in your footsteps.
I think that will be it for today's edition of
Eli
Today's
is
Life.
around.
Yes, we'll continue with answering your questions tomorrow, but that of relationship. Thank you so much for staying with us on today's edition of Today's Life. Thank you. Great discussion, great perspective. We really appreciate the Echo Executive for this platform. Thank you, our supporters. Thank you, cast and crew. We really appreciate you. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye.